My fiancé said, "I'm uninviting your sister from our wedding. She's too opinionated." I replied, "Your wedding, your rules." Then I uninvited myself too, took back the ring, and went on a cruise with my sister instead. Her frantic messages started when the venue, original post I, 35 male, proposed to Madison, 32 last year after 3 years together. Everything seemed perfect until wedding planning turned her into someone I didn't recognize. Or maybe it just revealed who she always was. My sister Haley, 38, is my only family. Parents died in a car accident when I was 22. Haley basically raised me through my 20s, helped me finish college, was there through everything. She's direct, honest, sometimes blunt, but always has my back. Madison never loved that about her. The wedding was set for next month. Madison's family was handling most of the planning since they insisted on this massive 250-person event. I was paying for about 60% of it though, roughly $45 of my savings. The venue alone was $15, already paid in full. Last Tuesday, Madison sat me down with her wedding coordinator face on. "Madison, we need to talk about Haley." "What about her?" "Madison, she's been really difficult during planning, always has opinions about everything. She's offered like 3 suggestions total, about the flowers, the music, and whether we really need gold-plated chargers." Exactly. It's not her wedding, and at the rehearsal dinner planning, she actually questioned why we need a 7-course meal. Because we don't, it's $200 per person for 80 people. That's not the point, Derek. She makes me uncomfortable. She judges everything. That look she gives me. What look? Like I'm not good enough for you, like she's waiting for me to mess up. I sat there processing this. Haley had mentioned privately that Madison seemed to be going overboard, but she'd been nothing but supportive to Madison's face. "Madison, I've made a decision. She's uninvited from the wedding." I actually laughed. Thought it was a weird joke. "That's funny. I'm serious. My wedding, my choice. She can watch the live stream. Madison, she's my only family. She's supposed to walk me down the aisle since my parents can't." "Madison, your cousin Brad can do it. I've met Brad twice in my life." "This is about our future, Derek. I need you to support me. She makes me anxious on what should be the happiest day of my life." I stared at this woman I thought I knew, really looked at her. "You know what? You're absolutely right." Brightening up. "Really? Thank you, baby. I knew you'd understand. Your wedding, your rules." "Our wedding, silly." "No, apparently it's yours. And since it's your wedding, you don't need me there either." Her face went through about 6 expressions in 3 seconds. "What are you talking about?" Standing up. "I'm uninviting myself from your wedding. Derek, don't be dramatic." "Me, I'm not. You want a wedding without my family? Have at it." I walked to our bedroom, opened the safe, and pulled out the ring box with the receipt. Following me. "What are you doing?" "Me taking back my grandmother's ring. Your wedding, your ring to provide." "You're being ridiculous. It's just one person. The one person who's been my rock since I was 22. The one person who helped me become someone worth marrying." "But sure, just one person." "Fine, she can come." "God, I didn't know you'd throw a tantrum." "Nope, too late. You showed me who you are. Someone who'd isolate me from my family because they ask reasonable questions about spending." Packed a bag while she alternated between yelling and crying. Her mom called within an hour. Then her dad. Then her sister. My phone blew up. Went straight to Haley's place. She opened the door, took one look at my face and bag, and just hugged me. "Haley, want to tell me what happened?" Told her everything. That woman. I knew something was off when she insisted on a chocolate fountain that costs $2,500. "I need a vacation." "Funny you mention that. Remember that cruise I booked for next month? My friend just canceled. Want to be my +1? The cruise was the same week as the wedding. Perfect. Update 1. 3 days later, Madison's entitlement escalated fast. First came the reasonable texts. "Can we please talk like adults? You're overreacting. Don't throw away 3 years over one disagreement." Then the manipulation. "I can't sleep. You've ruined everything. How could you do this to me?" Then the threats. "If you don't come back, I'm keeping the deposits. I'll sue you for emotional distress. You'll regret this." I only responded once. "Per our discussion, it's your wedding. Handle it however you want. But here's where it gets good. Madison's dad, Richard, called me Thursday morning. Richard, son, what's this about you abandoning my daughter? I didn't abandon anyone. She uninvited my only family from the wedding. I uninvited myself. That's absurd. You don't cancel a wedding over one guest. I agree. That's why I couldn't believe Madison would uninvite my sister over her asking if we really needed chocolate swans. Chocolate swans. The $3,000 chocolate sculpture she ordered last week. Didn't she tell you? Silence. How much have you paid for this wedding, Derek? About $45 so far. 45. She told us you were contributing a little. Me, I have receipts if you need them. That won't be. Madison said the wedding was mostly paid for by us. You paid for her dress and the flowers, about $8 total. I have all the contracts and payment confirmations. Long silence. I need to call you back. Next call came from Madison, screaming. Apparently Richard was being unreasonable and taking your side and ruining her special day. You turned my father against me. Me, I told him the truth. Nothing more. We had an arrangement. You pay for the wedding, they don't need to know. What arrangement? When did I agree to secretly fund your dream wedding while you lied to your parents? It was implied. You make more money. And you make financial decisions unilaterally, like uninviting family members from events they're paying for. Fine. The wedding is off, but I'm keeping all the deposits since you ruined everything. Me. The contracts are in my name, the venue, catering, photographer, all in my name because I paid. That's financial abuse. It's called protecting my assets, something Haley suggested actually. Smart woman, my sister. She hung up, got an email from her that night. A formal demand for $75,000 for wedding-related emotional distress and lost deposits. Yeah, she wanted me to pay her for the privilege of being dumped. Forwarded it to my lawyer buddy. He laughed for 5 straight minutes. Update 2, 1 week later. The entitlement went nuclear. Madison changed the narrative on social media. According to her posts, I was a narcissistic abuser who isolated her from her support system and controlled her with money. She claimed I canceled the wedding because she stood up to my toxic sister's bullying. The comments were split. Her friends rallied around her. Mutual friends who knew Haley were confused. Then Madison made a critical error. She posted, "After everything I sacrificed for him, Derek refuses to even cover the deposits for the wedding he insisted on." Haley commented, "The wedding with the $3,000 chocolate sculpture? The one where you uninvited his only family? That wedding?" Madison deleted it, but screenshots were already circulating. Her mom, Patricia, called next. "Patricia, Derek, we need to discuss the financial situation." Me, "There's nothing to discuss." Madison says you're refusing to pay the vendors. Me, "I'm canceling the contracts that are in my name. She's welcome to rebook them herself. But the deposits are being returned to me minus cancellation fees. Most vendors have been understanding given the circumstances." Understanding? I explained the bride uninvited my only family and I'm no longer getting married. Several offered partial refunds out of sympathy. That's private family business. Me, so was the $45 I spent apparently. Then came the twist. Madison showed up at my office Thursday. Security called up and I reluctantly agreed to meet her in the lobby. She looked rough, hair unwashed, no makeup, yoga pants. The Madison I knew would never leave the house like this. Madison, "Derek, please, I'm sorry about Haley. She can come. She can be in the wedding party." Me, "There is no wedding." "Don't say that. We can fix this." "You told your parents I was financially abusing you." "I was hurt. I didn't mean it." "You demanded $75,000 for emotional distress." "I was angry." "Please, the venue won't refund without your signature. It's $15,000. "I know. I already got the refund, minus the $2,000 cancellation fee." Her face went pale. You got the money?" "Yesterday, the venue was very understanding when I explained the situation." "Madison, but that was our money." "Me, no, it was my money that I was going to spend on our wedding. No wedding, my money." She actually stomped her foot like a toddler. "You can't do this. I already told everyone. The invitations went out." "Then untell them. Your wedding, your problem." Security started approaching. Madison grabbed my arm. I'll sue you. Breach of promise. You proposed. And you accepted. Then you uninvited my family. Contract void due to your breach of the implied covenant of good faith. My lawyer buddy prepped me for that line. Her face was priceless. Madison, I hate you. Me. Okay. Security escorted her out. She screamed the whole way about true love and second chances. Update 3. 2 weeks later, the extinction burst, yes, I learned the term, was spectacular. Madison tried everything. 1. Sent her brother Trent to talk sense into me. Trent basically threatened to kick my ass if I didn't man up. I recorded the whole thing and sent it to my lawyer. Trent backpedaled real quick when he got a cease and desist letter. 2. Created fake Instagram accounts to message me about karma and how I'd die alone. Haley responded to each one with vacation cruise brochures and looks fun, will think of you. 3. Tried to get me fired by calling my company claiming I was emotionally unstable and threatening self-harm. HR did a welfare check, found me planning cruise excursions with Haley during lunch and flagged Madison's number as harassment. 4. The masterpiece. She white-dressed showed up at my apartment at 2 a.m. Sunday, drunk with her friend Ashley. Rang the doorbell nonstop. Building security camera caught everything. Madison slurring, Derek, open up, we need closure. Ashley, this is so romantic like a movie. I'm taking him back. He needs forgiveness. You're so generous. Cops arrived. Madison tried to claim she lived there. Cops asked for ID. Address didn't match. She then claimed we were basically married, so it was her home too. Cops were not impressed. Got a call at 3 a.m. from the station. Did I want to press charges for harassment? Has she learned her lesson? I asked. She's demanding we arrest you for theft of wedding deposits, the officer said, sounding tired. Then no, she hasn't. Yes, I'd like to press charges. Madison spent the night in holding. Richard bailed her out Monday morning and called me immediately. Richard, was that necessary? Was showing up drunk at 2 a.m. necessary? She's heartbroken. She's harassing me. This is the 4th incident in 2 weeks. 4th? Sent him the cease and desist letter his son got, the HR complaint, and the Instagram harassment screenshots. Jesus Christ. I had no idea. She needs help, Richard. Professional help. I'm starting to see that. The money thing still bothers me. Want to know what bothers me? She told me you were poor. That's why I needed to pay, that your business was failing. What? I own 16 furniture stores. I know that now. She said you were too proud to admit you couldn't afford the wedding. That manipulative? I'm sorry, Derek. I really am. Me too. The restraining order was approved Thursday. Madison is not allowed within 500 feet of me, my workplace, or my residence. Update 4. The cruise week, would-be wedding week. Haley and I left for the cruise 3 days before the would-be wedding date. Turned off my phone, left it in the cabin safe, and just breathed. The first 2 days were perfect. Sun, ocean, unlimited shrimp cocktail. Haley and I did dorky tourist things. Towel animals, formal night photos, trivia contests. She won a ship trophy for naming the most Hitchcock films. I killed it at pool volleyball. Day 3, Haley's phone exploded. She'd forgotten to turn off notifications. Haley, you need to see this. Madison had gone ahead with the wedding. Yeah, you read that right. Without a groom, without a venue, without catering. She showed up at her parents' house in her wedding dress, claimed I was running late, and had a complete breakdown when guests started realizing there was no actual wedding. Her cousin live-streamed parts of it. Madison in her dress, insisting everyone wait for me. Patricia trying to explain to 150 confused guests. Richard on the phone with the venue confirming it was canceled weeks ago. Madison screaming that I stole her wedding. The moment she admitted she uninvited Haley and I left her. Her uncle saying, "So you're telling me Derek paid for everything and you uninvited his sister?" Madison throwing her bouquet at him. The live stream went semi-viral in our city. Someone added commentary like a sports broadcaster, and Madison steps up to the altar alone, bold strategy cotton, let's see if it pays off. The crowd is confused, looking around for the groom who's currently on a cruise ship. Oh, Uncle Robert with the truth bomb. Madison's defense crumbles. Haley and I watched it from the ship's bar. The bartender saw us laughing and asked what was funny. Haley showed him. He comped our drinks and said, "That man dodged a torpedo." But the best part? Madison's friend Ashley posted in the comments. For everyone asking, yes, she really thought he'd show up. She said he'd never miss it because he loved her too much. She made us all wait 2 hours. Someone replied, "Girl, he's literally on a boat." We know that now. The ship's internet was sketchy, but I managed to check my email once. 17 messages from Madison's family and friends. Didn't read them. Did see one from Richard though. "Derek, I'm appalled. She needs professional help. I've insisted on therapy or she's cut off financially. Your lawyer has my contact info for anything you need. Enjoy your vacation. You deserve it." Final update. 2 months later. Life's been quiet, peaceful, drama-free. Madison tried one more stunt about 3 weeks after the cruise. Claimed she was pregnant. Demanded I do the right thing. I immediately requested a paternity test through my lawyer. She backpedaled so fast she left skid marks, claiming she misunderstood the test results and it was a false positive. There was no test. She was never pregnant. Richard personally apologized again and mentioned Madison's now in intensive therapy. Apparently the therapist's early assessment included terms like narcissistic tendencies and delusional entitlement. He's covering the therapy but cut off her access to money otherwise. She's living with them, working at one of his stores, and has to earn everything herself now. Plot twist. Brad, my cousin who Madison wanted to walk me down the aisle, he messaged me last week. Turns out Madison had been DMing him during our engagement, suggesting they should get to know each other better for family unity. He thought she was hitting on him and was too uncomfortable to say anything. Man, the bullets I dodged could fill a armory. The ring? Sold it. Grandma's ring went to Haley. Grandma would have wanted her to have it anyway since she actually knew her. Used the money from the contemporary setting to take a solo trip to Iceland. Saw the Northern Lights. Met a fellow tourist named Jerome who'd also just escaped a toxic relationship. We bonded over terrible ex stories and good whiskey. No, it's not a romance. Just 2 dudes who became friends over shared trauma and appreciation for geothermal spas. Haley met someone too, actually. One of the guys from the cruise. He was traveling solo after his divorce. They're taking it slow, but he makes her laugh. First time I've seen her really happy in years. The money I saved from the canceled wedding? Invested most of it. The rest went to clearing Haley's student loans. She cried, said I didn't have to. I said neither did she when she spent her 20s raising me instead of living her life. Madison still texts from random numbers occasionally, usually around 1 a.m. Things like, "I miss us," "You were my person," "No one understands me like you did." I don't respond. Just screenshot and forward to my lawyer for the file. The restraining order's still active. Last week, a mutual friend mentioned Madison's been telling people I was the one who got away, and that she learned so much from our relationship. Learned what? That you can't uninvite someone's only family and keep the someone? That took therapy to figure out? But honestly, I'm grateful. Not for the pain or the drama, but for the revelation. Madison showed me exactly who she was in time for me to avoid legal entanglement. Imagine if this happened after marriage. With kids, with shared property. My sister saved me just by existing and asking reasonable questions. Madison couldn't handle someone who wouldn't just nod and go along with her every whim. The mask slipped, and I saw the real person underneath. Worth every penny of those lost deposits. Oh, and that venue that refunded most of my money? They used Madison's breakdown story as a cautionary tale for other brides. The event coordinator told me they now have a policy called the Madison Clause. Both parties must sign off on the guest list to prevent family exclusion drama. The chocolate sculpture company? They sent me a small chocolate sailboat with a note, "Smooth sailing ahead." Class act. Haley framed the restraining order. It hangs in her bathroom. She says it's the best reminder to trust her instincts about people. Me? I'm good. Better than good. Free? I've got my sister, my savings, my sanity, and a lifetime supply of crazy ex stories. Sometimes the best weddings are the ones that never happen. Madison, if you somehow find this, your wedding, your consequences. Hope therapy helps. Stop texting me at 1 a.m. and maybe stop telling people you're basically engaged to guys you've been on 2 dates with. Yeah, Robert told me about that. It's creepy. To everyone else, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And if they try to separate you from family who's only looking out for you, run. Don't walk. Run. Trust your gut. Trust your family. And always, always get everything in writing. Peace out.